Hi, this is Kevin Deal from Upscale Audio, and today we're going to talk about Italian passion. I love Italian products. I got an Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. I'm going to tell you, I've had exotics of all types. I've had all kinds of fun cars, crazy shit. That Giulia Quadrifoglio is the fastest and the most fun car I've ever had. It's built to another standard. It is absolute perfection. And they say that you don't know what the emotional hook is of an Alfa Romeo until you own one, and it's true. It's the same thing with my motorcycles. I'm wearing a Ducati shirt. I have a Panigale 1199 Tricolore at home, and I just think about that right now, and it gets me so excited. And I'm wearing a Panerai watch, all this Italian stuff, because there are some companies in Italy that really know how to build and engineer stuff. And Pathos is one of them. I have loved Pathos from a distance for many, many years. I've sold their stuff. It has always been not just perfect and amazing to listen to, but built to another standard that you just don't see being done today. I mean, look at this amp. I mean, the metalwork, the way that they spell Pathos with the heat sinks, the way that they have these little, screens that create ventilation but look so beautiful. The metalwork and the Paduke wood, I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, that enough makes it something that you long for, but when you look inside, that's when it gets better. We did a level match comparison between this and another hybrid integrated amp. Now, the other hybrid sells for just a little bit less money than this, about $500 less. And, but it was level matched, double blind, because that's the only way that you can compare products. But I'm going to tell you something. It was no comparison. I'm not going to name what that other product was. I mean, maybe, it's got little lights underneath the tubes, little green lights. And I go, first of all, why would you want to put an LED underneath the tube? I don't think that's good for sonics, but I guess that's a matter of creating something that people like to look at more than listen to. And that's fine. But I didn't understand why it sounded so much better. So I want to take a deep dive with you to understand what makes this product so special. First off, it was easy to see from the numbers why it was different. The other amplifier is 100 watts per channel into 8 ohms and 160 watts into 4 ohms. The Pathos is 110 watts into 8 ohms, but the power doubles when you drop the impedance to 4 ohms. It goes to 220 watts. And that's really what you're looking for, because that tells you, if an amplifier is able to do that, that tells you that it's been built right. I mean, and I'm going to show you the evidence of that in just a moment. So it has a pair of 6922s in the front end. The beauty of it is that it is very, very malleable. So I wouldn't change a damn thing with this amp because it sounds heavenly. But let's say you've got some electrostats and they're just a little bit soft on top. Then you can pop in some 6922 tungstrums that have a little bit more air and sparkle. Or let's say you've got speakers that are a little bit bright. Or maybe you need a little bit fatter bass. Just change out these two tubes to a pair of Amperex 7308s. It's a tremendous amount of fun, but I'm not going to tell you for 1 second that you need to change a damn thing in this amplifier, because it is perfection just the way it is. So what did I see when I looked inside? Okay, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to see if I can do this without ruining everything. I love this. I look inside and I see an amp that is built right. Let's start with the power supply. The other amplifier weighs 37 pounds. This one weighs just about 62 pounds. So it weighs about 60% more. Why would it weigh so much more? Well, it's not because of those heat sinks. They're made out of aluminum. Those don't weigh that much. It's because of the power supply, and that's the key to having an amplifier that just frickin' kicks ass. I've told you guys this over and over. Don't believe any manufacturer. You gotta look inside and see what these guys are selling you. And when you look inside here, there is real beef. It is a big shielded power transformer. But what was cool is you've got separate railings coming off of it for the left channel and the right channel. The other amp doesn't have that. There's a single bridge rectifier. This one's got a bridge rectifier for the left channel and for the right channel. boom, separate windings, boom. And when you come off to those separate windings and when you come off to this channel, you're going to see something that's cool. I was at home and I was dreaming about parts and I said, oh my God, I don't care if it's my day off. I got to come run down here because I got to take these frickin' things apart and look even closer and explain it to you what makes amplifiers different. This is the competitive amp and we're going to blur it so you don't even know who makes it. And it's a great amp. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm not talking about how bad it's built because it isn't built bad. It's built the way that people make things. I want to show you what makes the Pathos so special. First, let's look at the filter capacitance. This amplifier weighs 28 pounds. The Pathos weighs about 62. I thought this was 37. That was in the box. It's about 28 pounds, almost 62 here. Part of that is these capacitors. So these are great caps. There's nothing wrong with them. They have 18,000 microfarads of storage. I think that's absolutely appropriate. But I looked and we were going to show you in a picture, but I said, I got to take this thing apart. This is the logos. That's what I'm talking about. These capacitors are made in Italy. They are badass. And you have 22,000 microfarads of storage for the positive leg and another 22,000 for the negative leg of the signal. So that's a total of 44,000 microfarads of storage versus 18. And that's why this amplifier has that follow through, that sense of grace, and that bass control that people are always looking for, especially if you have speakers that are hard to drive, including little bookshelves. Those are the most difficult to get bass out of. This amplifier is going to rule. I also noted that the PCB uses a lot of surface mount components. And sometimes you have to do that because you have no choice, just because of space. I try to stay away from them if I can because of the serviceability issue. My service manager won't even work on boards with surface mount components because they are so tiny, it's almost impossible. This board has a lot of throughput components, meaning that they're soldered through a hole and then soldered on the other side. Much easier to service. I also noted that there's a lot of ribbon cables here that are kind of like the same thing that you use in a cell phone. And we don't have that in the Pathos. What we're looking at here is big, beefy wires that are going from the main power boards directly to this. Now, they're not using ribbon cables to go to the output transistors, I don't believe. I mean, they can't be doing that. But still, if you look at this, you can see there's a real difference in the way that it's built. And as I mentioned before, there's two separate windings coming off this power transformer. I wanted to take it apart even further, but I just said, oh, now we're getting too deep. This power transformer is badass. Separate windings for the left channel, separate windings for the right channel, and I wrap my knuckles on it, and it's like a piece of solid lead. That's the reason this amplifier is so heavy, because it's got real iron. And because there's separate windings for each channel, you're going to have better channel separation. That's why you have the bridge rectifiers for each channel instead of just one being shared. And then a separate bridge rectifier for the front end. That is attention to detail. I mean, when you buy stuff, you don't see these things because no one's going to tell you about it, but I will. Oh my God, I'd marry it if I could. Anyway, let's get back to the video. But the other thing that they did is they used MOSFETs instead of bipolar output devices. And people know that, look, you're never going to make a solid state amp sound like a tube amp completely. It just isn't happening. So let's be real about that. But some of you cannot have all tubes for whatever reason that is. But if you're going to have a hybrid, might as well try to make it sound like something that has some real tube glory. And MOSFETs are going to do that. And this thing's got big, beefy MOSFETs. In each channel, there's 6 devices. So that's 3. I mean, it is. I'm looking down at this board. I'm going to try to get you a shot of this and these capacitors and the bridge rectifiers. And then there's one more big bridge rectifier here for the, I'm suspecting it's for the preamp section or for the tube filament supply. It is really built. It is really quiet. And what it has is just a terrific difference between light and dark and loud and soft. I got to say something to you. The break-in period on this amp is very, very long. It is not going to sound very good. You need to leave it turned on and just leave the power on for a few weeks. Why is that? Because of the parts, because you have great big cans. This amplifier has to break in. But all you got to do is just turn it on and listen to it and have fun with it. But man, it's going to come back as rewards that you're going to enjoy for year after year after year. It is really, really built to last a lifetime. It has 5 sets of line inputs on the back, as well as 2 sets of balanced ins. So it's super, super flexible. It has a set of tape monitor outs, and then you're going to see that it's got some digital inputs on the back. They don't work unless you buy the optional digital board, which we can help you with. As far as what it'll drive, I'm telling you something. I don't have a single speaker in the store that this won't work with. I mean, it really, really will drive very, very demanding loads, and it doesn't even feel like it's breaking a sweat. Oh, now the remote control is also in Pathos. I mean, who makes remotes like this? Nobody does that. They give you this crap tchotchke plastic stuff, and I'm just so sick of it. I like real stuff. I like real products from real companies, and Pathos is one of them. I want you to come into our store, and we're going to play this for you. More important, we'll take it apart for you and let you touch it and feel it, because you're spending a lot of money. You need to know what you're getting for your dollars. So go to our website. Come to our beautiful 10,000 square foot store. Actually, that's expanding. We just opened up another 15,000 square feet across the street. I've got great people here. Nobody works on commission. You can trade in your old crap and get some new stuff that's really going to fire your imagination. Nobody works on commission. No one's going to try to sell you nothing. I promise you, Upscale Audio is going to treat your system like it's ours. Thanks.